We welcome Yankees manager and home run hitting hero Aaron Boone back to the show. And Aaron, I can imagine that talking about this magical moment probably never gets old. And I try to figure out a different way to ask you about it. You're 1 for 10 against Wakefield lifetime. It's the first pitch you saw in the game. If I say your approach was go up there and swing as hard as you can at whatever you see first, how accurate would that have been?
Well, actually, I was going to take a pitch, and I changed my mind on the walk up to home plate because I was just having a tough series and just kind of overthinking a little bit. And I was like, you know what, let's get a good pitch to hit. I haven't had any success against them, but actually had a good feeling walking up there. And, finally one hung up there for me and I got it.
Is it reasonable to think that, you had a lot of moments in your career. You've been part of a lot of things. But is it reasonable to think that if your mind just wanders to a specific moment in time from your career, that's it?
That is definitely one of them. Even though it's a very gray memory for me, it's one of those foggy memories. It is something that, obviously brings back a lot of memories because of the many times that I've seen it, and watching the different reactions from different people is always a lot of fun for me. And, throughout my life since that point, it's what a lot of people know me from. And I've grown to become appreciative of that. Whereas when I was playing, I really kind of tried to distance myself from it because
Sure.
I didn't want it to always be the topic of conversation. But now to have a place in that history of that rivalry, I'm very appreciative of that and appreciative of people and their stories and really intimate stories, whatever side of the ledger you're on about it.
And speaking of the other side of the ledger, Aaron, it's amazing to think. Look, we look back through a lens with the Red Sox like, nah, we're good. We've had some parades, kid. But the weight of what they were carrying around with them, man, and you added another ton to it. I know there's probably not a lot of room for empathy in sports, but I mean, how crushing was that for the other side?
Well, obviously it's been a huge rivalry for so long.
Yeah.
And, I don't know any better, but to me, that seemed like the peak of it. Those were two heavyweight teams going at it that didn't like each other. Obviously, we had the dust up and whatnot. And you knew all that followed them. And I can only imagine, how heavy it was on them and for them to finally break through the next year. But it was fun and incredibly heavy and intense to be a part of it. Even games with them in the regular season.
J-Mac, producer / former researcher and Red Sox fan, helped me out with these notes. And I'm guessing you might know this because your mind is incredibly sharp. You know how many other walk-offs you had in your career? Home runs?
Yes.
How many?
Including that, I include that one. That's 7.
Okay, do you know who you hit the other 6 off of?
No. I mean, I could probably get to it. Mike Williams.
That was one.
Gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the guy from Florida.
Blaine Neal. You got Blaine Neal.
Dan Maselli.
You got him. You got Dustin Hermanson.
Yes, I did.
You got Brandon Villafuerte.
Villafuerte.
And the last one, Matt Wisnett. You got him as well. Those are your 7.
Really? Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, you didn't do bad.
It's a good number.
Yeah. I got a couple strikeouts against Wheaton in 1984. You want me to tell you about them? You're talking about a home run to win the ALCS. All right, let's pivot to the here and now. And before you and I started, you were smiling because you've been keeping an eye on your guys from afar. I mean, the last time we talked, obviously it's a weird deal, but how are you keeping tabs on your guys as they get healthy and try to stay in shape?
Yeah, so, kind of like the winter, text messages. We've even FaceTime with a couple guys. We did a Zoom call. That's big these days, obviously, the Zoom calls. So we had a team Zoom call. We were doing organizational things where we're going through player objectives. So that kept us busy for a few weeks. So, it's been good. I feel like guys are in a good spot. And hopefully when we do get that call to go, I feel like our guys are in a pretty good spot to be ready to hit the ground running.
We talked earlier in the show about this Nightingale report from USA Today about, look, there's a lot of possibilities of getting knocked around, like 10-team. 3 10-team divisions by geography. And Tim Kirkjian said eventually we're going to land on the best of the bad ideas. I don't think that sounds like a bad idea if we got to get creative. What's your sense of that, if that's where we end up, like something like that?
Yeah, certainly hopeful of that. It seems like as more time goes off the clock, and as every day, obviously, hopefully, is bringing more information, more opportunity. It does seem like maybe more plans are becoming feasible. So we just have to see how the next days and weeks play out, and hopefully we can have, as Kirkjian said, the best of those bad plans. But I think a lot of us, and I know a lot of sports fans would love to see some way, shape, or form us back and performing, and I can't wait.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.